We are now live. Hello, replay crew. Welcome. Welcome. This is a recording, but it's also live too. So if you're seeing it in the future, it may be a recording, but it's live as I film this in my beautiful dream house right here and there. My beautiful dream house. Yes. Actually, before I started going live, I was trying to get the virtual background to work, and I haven't used the virtual background in a while, so it wasn't working at first. I was trying to mess with the settings. I ended up restarting the browser, and then it started working. I have no a bit funky, but sometimes you gotta do it over again, and it's like they tell you with computer, oh, why don't you restart the computer and get it to work? I don't know. Could, but so I'm glad it finally started working. Today is well, it was Saturday. It's now like really early Sunday morning. It's 12:36 a.m. here in the East Coast in New York. Last weekend I was in from the 16th to the 19th. I'm filming it on the 24th of March, 2024, but early 24th. But early or late, however you, I mean, early or late, however you think of it. It's like pitch black outside. It's 12:36 a.m. Some people think it's still the night. Other people think it's the morning, but it's early morning. Let's say I'm back in New York. I've been here back since the 19th. I was away in New Orleans from the 16th to the 19th, and that was an experience. Uh, just getting there was an experience. It's it took you know a lot to get there. You had to go through a lot of BS. It was crazy. We started our day. I went with my mom. It was my sister's wedding, and we started our day real early. We well, my sister was already there with her now husband, her fiance now husband. She went earlier, a few days earlier. So I went with my mom. My father didn't want to go. Don't ask. Don't ask. It's just family drama. Does it make sense? No, it doesn't. But anyway, so I went with my mother. She's a senior, and she's a bit mobility impaired, but she's my mom. So I went with her, and we took a car service, a local car service, and I know like a year ago or so the same incident happened, or one or actually two incidents happened if you wanted to pay by credit card that happened previously. One, I remember he said, "Oh, you got to call in," so we called in and they processed it that way. The other time, he said, "Oh, if you pay by credit card." Oh, hi Noah. I'm just telling you the story of going to New Orleans. So I use a local car service, and the same thing happened previously, where they said if you pay by credit card, there's a 20% surcharge, or you pay cash. But on the phone, they said, "Oh yeah, we take credit cards." Hi Jess. So between the two of us, we had the money to pay by cash, but we were not expecting to pay from the city to JFK. We were not expecting to pay that much in cash early on in the trip. I'm good. I'm good. I'm telling the story about my trip and how the tribulations of getting to New Orleans. Yeah, so between the two of us, we had the cash, so we avoided the 20% surcharge. If it was 3 or 4%, I understand, but 20%, 20. You know, so I thought that was a bit ridiculous. So we paid cash. So fast forward, we go through security, this and that. Actually, before we go through security, my mom walks where she needs. If she's at if it's a far distance, she has trouble walking. So we use they have wheelchairs at the what's it called, at the airport, and they have a guy who guides you through security and to where your gate is, and then somebody from the gate takes you to the plane. So the first thing my mom says is, "Where's my cane? Where's my cane?" Because she walks with a cane, after she sat down in the wheelchair. And the guy's like, "Oh, I have it right here." So it's like, okay, good. He has it. I don't have to worry about it. He has it. We go through security. Everything's fine. I'm grabbing her bags and everything, blah, blah, blah. We get to the gate. I tip him for his service. And then we get to we wait for like an hour or two until it's our time to board the plane. So then someone else appears to wheel her like a few steps from the gate agent to the plane. And when she gets out of the plane, she's like, when she gets to the plane, my mom's like, "Where's my cane?" And we're looking, it's not there. So we lost her cane. So that's the second thing on this trip. So then after we get on the plane, we were waiting and waiting. Oh, then they make an announcement that you have to board. You have to board. We have to wait for other people to go through security to board the plane. And I'm like, okay, we got to wait for 26 people. And they got to go through TSA. And they're, "Hi, Gisela. I'm explaining the craziness of my trip to New Orleans." So when we get there, we're still waiting at the plane. They said 26 people have to board. And yeah, it's been a while. It's we have to wait for this plane that's late, and we're waiting. Tragic, but it was good, but so many catastrophes along the way. First, I explained the having to pay extra 20% if you pay by credit card for the taxi. My mother losing the cane, and then when we're waiting on the plane, we have to wait for 26 people who are late. So they want to wait for these 26 people. So we're waiting. It turns out it took like about an hour delay for this 26 people. But once the 26 people come on the plane, they have all their luggage, this and that. There's another announcement saying, I'm sorry, passengers, we need to actually, before they even make the announcement, the seat in front of me, the gate agent comes on the plane and tells the woman in front of me, "I'm sorry, ma'am, you're going to have to exit the plane." I'm like, wow, she just got booted off the plane. What'd she do? So then they say, then they put on the announcement that all the people who were on standby or who didn't have a seat until just assigned, right then and there. They had to leave the plane because there's too much weight on the plane. That's really reassuring. So that's one good thing to always have. Pay extra, have your seat assigned. Don't they actually took off 10 people from the plane. It felt like Survivor, you know. Yeah, so they had 10 people go off the plane and wait for the next plane. Um I'm not sure if they're how long they'd have to wait. That was a crazy thing because I don't they can't I was supposed to be on a later flight that was direct, and they canceled that one, and so I pushed me up early. So I don't know how they were gonna. They probably wait till tomorrow. I don't know. But so then we finally get to the destination. We actually are only like in after like being 2 hours late. I think we were an hour late or on time, but whatever. So we get the taxi. We get to the hotel, and I'm thinking, since we're checking in so early, they're probably gonna say the room's not ready yet. Yeah, this I took the airline I took is JetBlue, and they're not doing so hot now that Spirit that whole fiasco didn't work out. So we get to the hotel. We took a taxi there, and that taxi no craziness went. It was smooth sailing. It's and the taxis in New Orleans, they're like half the price or more than half the price than New York City, which is just blows my mind. It's like to take a uh, a taxi, you're spending over $70 plus tip, and then there it's $36 plus tip. So to go from the city limits to the for down for the business district in New York to the business district in New Orleans for the what's it called, for the airport. Yeah, it's like 70 and change versus 36 plus tip on either. So we get to the hotel. I'm thinking they're gonna say, "Oh, the room's not ready yet. You're early, but we can hold your bags." That's what I was expecting, and I would have been fine with that. Instead, they're like, "Oh, we have a room for you. It's not the room we thought we were gonna have. Everything's sold out, but this reservation was made months ago, so I don't get it. The room we have for you is above the bar." Great. How late? It's gonna be noisy. We want to give you something else we don't have. I'm like, okay. So this room above the bar, how late does this noise go till? Oh, 1 o'clock. At 1 a.m. I'm like, good, it's not 4 a.m. I'm fine with that. And they're like, it's only tonight. Every other night there is no bar. I'm like, okay. So I go to the room with my mother, who's you know, mobility impaired. And I actually have a video. I'm gonna show. I have to post it later of the hotel. I was filming it right away, filming it because it looked nice. Like it's okay, it's doable, you know. And I'm filming. I get to the bathroom at the last part. The bathroom supposed to be a shower, no tub, because it's hard for my mom to walk into a tub. Instead of a shower, it's a deep tub. It's a big step and deep. I'm like, this ain't gonna work. This is crazy. So I go downstairs. I tell her wait in the room because they're gonna send me another room, and I want to see what this other room. It's too much, and then I'll tell you what to. You know. So they apologize. They send me to another room. I would have been fine if they said it's not ready yet. We have another room for you. So they send me to this other room. I get there. It has a shower. It has a handlebar. So I'm like, great, except one problem. It's not ready yet. So why are you showing me this room that's not even ready? There's like dirty towels, the bed's not made. I don't get it. So I go downstairs and tell them. They say, okay, we'll have someone get it for you, um, but please, can we treat you and your mother to brunch? It's on the house, brunch on the house. You know, so I'm like, okay, fine, yeah, we can do that, and you'll have this room ready for us later. He's like, yes, yes, of course. So I call my mom. I get my mom. We go to brunch. The brunch was good. Came The weird thing was like, of course, we actually the room was not put on our card, but we reimbursed the person. So we were asking how do we pay the tip for, because it was a nice, it was like a restaurant, so like how we tip the person. If we paid not from our card, can we pay a different card for the tip, just the tip? Like, oh, no, 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 the server's like, I'm already being given a tip from this comped breakfast. Don't worry, I'm already being compensated. The manager cleared it. I'm getting X%. Okay, perfect. So that was cool. So it was truly a free comped brunch. So they made up for it, So I don't have any hard feelings there. And then finally, then everything was okay, except towards the end of the trip, after my sister's wedding, and the next day, and um, we decided to go to a museum near the hotel, and I guess my mother was a little bit tired, but she didn't say anything. I said, you want me to hold your hand? She's like, no, 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 I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. So we're going to this museum that's like 2 blocks from the hotel, and I'm looking for the entrance. So I'm like a little bit ahead of her by a few feet. All of a sudden, I hear her yell. I look back and I see her fall to the ground like that, you know. And she was bleeding. I'm like, oh no. She said, I'm fine, I'm fine. So we go to the room. She says, you know what? Maybe I'm not fine. So we take an Uber to the. Actually, no, we didn't take an Uber. Did we? No, we took a taxi. That's right. The hotel, they just press one button and a taxi arrives. And we take a taxi to the hospital. It turns out she broke her nose. She also has like, it looks like injured right below her eye, but they said no, that's okay. It's just bruises. She broke her nose, but it'll heal on itself. Her leg was hurting her a bit, but they looked at her leg. They did, X-rays. They did all sorts of things. They did CAT scan, and she broke her nose. So she's gonna see an EMT doctor. They said, "You're okay. You're okay to fly. Just go back to the hotel, and you can fly back the next day and see an EMT doctor when you're back in New York." So that's what happened. And oh yeah, as soon as we got to New Orleans, my sister bought my mom a cane from CVS or whatever. So she had a cane when that happened too. But so I don't know if we're gonna get back the old cane. Who knows? But I'm back in New York. I've been back since the 19th. It takes a few days. Since I had an early morning flight on the 16th, I stayed up the whole night, and then I was up, uh, you know, um, that Saturday night was the rehearsal dinner, so I was up late for that. Then Sunday was the wedding. I was up late for that, and then Tuesday I was up late, which I wanted to sleep early because I got back late from the hospital. So so Wednesday I was exhausted. I was so drained. I took a nap during the day, and slowly been getting better. Now I feel energized, and of course it rains today or yesterday because it's after 12. But how's everyone else doing? Hopefully your week wasn't as crazy as mine, but it was good times. I had a great time at my sister's wedding, and yeah, so yeah, um, pretty enchanted. Nice seeing you today. Awesome. Yeah, of course, of course. It's been a heck of a long time. I haven't really been on. I did one live stream briefly while I was in New Orleans, but I guess the internet connection was choppy. It was in a pretty crowded place. It was in the French Quarter. That was my one video I did. I really didn't get much sightseeing done. It's like I went to a whole new city and I didn't really see the city because I really didn't have time. Cappuccino. It's a bit late for or early for cappuccino here in New York, but thank you. Okay. Luxury style talk. Okay. Yeah, usual for me. Car is good. Passed the TLC. Got the two new tires. Then after I passed the TLC, went and got the axle replaced. So I can have a piece of my. Oh yeah, you're talking about that. That's and was it caffeine anytime? Maybe because you're gonna do like early drive. Um, the axle, was it as expensive as you were worried it was, or was it the price they originally quoted you on, like towards the less expensive side? Let's see here. I actually took a lot of videos at the not of the rehearsal dinner, but at the wedding. But I'm not putting that on the public channel. I did it mostly just for family. But so I don't have that many. Well, yeah, I only have one video that. No, I have the live stream. I also have the room. I have two rooms. When I'm filming, showing the first room, I'm like, I thought, oh, okay, we have this. Oh wait, this is not good. This room isn't gonna work for us. I don't know if I should do that as like a blooper at the end of a video, or if I should do that first and then go say, okay, we're switching rooms, and then go to another. Not quite sure how that's gonna work. I haven't figured out how I want to present it, but yeah, it's would I go back to that hotel only if it was convenient for where I had to go, but if I was going by myself, I probably wouldn't go there unless there was an event and I had to go to that area and it was with family. Then I would stay there again, but probably not. It's cheap. It's crazy how the axle is cheaper than the two bargain tires. Wow, that makes sense. I would think it would be the other way around. They said 240. Then since one guy and another young guy asked him, I had 2.5s. Wanted tip. Everyone wants tip these days. $8. So I asked for change. Manager actually took $2 out of his pocket. told me to pay them five each. Hmm. Five each, but he gave $2. I don't get his math. I guess he flunked third grade or something. Wow, that's weird. But what do you expect? It's New York. Everything crazy. Yeah, he gave you two, so it's $8 instead of he still told you to tip five each. So how does 10 become two? I mean, how's 10 become eight and for five each? You know, I understand. He gave you $2. Actually, lost two just so they could get it. If you had 250 and he gave you $10 change, you'd have $10. But where would so why would he give you $2 back for five each? Makes no sense. How was the weather in Louisiana for your vacation? Um, the weather, it was all right. The first day, he didn't give me change. Oh, okay. He didn't give you change, but he gave you $2. So I don't get it. The first day after we got there, it rained. Actually, their wedding day it rained Sunday, but it cleared up late in the day, so all was good. But it was chilly actually. After it rained, it got chilly. It was not hurricane season though. It was it was colder than I thought it would be. That's hello. Thank you, Manang. Welcome. Um, yeah, it was chilly. I thought it was gonna be nice and warm. I actually was wearing a jacket. You know, I didn't bring a sweater, so I had my wool jacket. Which, had I known it was gonna be so cold, I probably would have. It was a little bit breezy, but mostly just cold. Had I known, I probably would have brought a sweater too. Was not expecting that. Well, it's wool, but it's really a wool mix. You know, that's what these companies like to do. They like to put it, say it's wool, and then on the tag it says it's wool, and then you read the what's in the coat, and it's a blend. So it's not all wool, but but yeah, it's actually what happened with my jacket. This was a few weeks ago. I had this jacket, and then I looked at it and I noticed there was a huge hole in it. So I had to get another jacket. You know, this is like a few weeks ago, so it was before my trip. And the problem with getting a jacket is you got to get it. I don't know if it's only the in the U.S. It's probably globally is this problem now because of like companies like Amazon and whatnot. Is unless you get it right early in the season, everything's sold out. And it's like I tried buying one online to see how it looked, and then of course it didn't match the pictures, so I had to return it. So then I just ended up getting something that I saw in the store, but I was able to buy it online because the one in the store was filthy. Because yeah, I had to buy a jacket recently, but I have it. It looks like my old. It looks like my old black jacket. It's just different design, different company. Um, it's from who? What was the company? Zara. Zara. That's who the new jacket's from. I've never went into Zara. Only someone told me to go in there that they would have it. I thought Zara was like a woman's only store, like Forever 21 or something. I had no idea that they sold men's clothing too. No, 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 not the one I just got. Does not have a hole in it. I got it only because the old one had a hole in it. That was the whole reason why I bought the new jacket. So, so then coming back, was there any? I don't, was there anything that happened coming back? I think it was oh, there was one thing coming back at the airport. Since my, a Scorpio do it better. Exactly, Scorpio here too. Zara, they try and make it look nicer than Century 21ers or Daffy's, but they kind of make it more hip looking of a store. I don't know. Century 21 and Daffy's kind of look like a discount, as you said, discount. It's this it was not that discounted, but it wasn't crazy expensive, but it wasn't cheap either. Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh, coming back from the trip, I'm at we're leaving the airport. They have my mom's in the airport wheelchair. They take us to the taxi line, which is pretty far. Actually, before we get to the taxi line, the guy who wheels a person in the airport, in this case my mom, we get to the arrival section where the luggage carousels are, and he tries to say, "Oh, it's so far to go to the taxi line. How about you do a car service instead?" So he finds some guy in the airport terminal there, and the guy says, "Where is it you're going?" And he's like, "I'll show you how much it costs, for Uber." So it's like, "Yeah, but we don't want to take Uber. We want to take yellow taxi." He's like, "I'll show you anyway." Okay. So then it shows like $120 or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, but it's we don't want to take Uber. We want to take yellow." So yellow taxi. So then he's like, "I'll do it for $89." I'm like, "Yeah, but yellow is like 70, what, 71, 74, around there." He's like, "I'll do it for 89." I'm like, "No, you can do it for less." Plus tip, obviously, but yeah. So it's like, "No, we can get it done for less." Oh, so it's like the guy at with the guy working in the airport was in cahoots. The guy who wheels you in the airport, if you're handicapped, is in cahoots with some sort of illegal cab service by the arrivals. That's not where you pick up passengers. Totally illegal. And he's in with this guy working. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he gets a commission, and they try and do it under the radar. I don't know. So we say, "No, we want to." He's like, "Okay, fine. I'll take you to the yellow cab section," which is like, I understand it's further, but we're not gonna take some random car service that's not even in the right pickup point, for more money, you know. So he wheels her, and I walk with the luggage to the taxi area. And my mom likes to sit in the front seat because there's more leg room, and for her it's really difficult to get into the back seat. No, the 36 is in New Orleans, not in New York. But in New York, yeah, we it's the was it 74 plus tip? Well, I have it here. It's in the U in New in JFK to New York. First, they charge 36 is in New Orleans. Um, the whole thing that happened with trying to charge us 89 plus tip at at arrivals was at JFK Airport. So the taxi cab I got instead, first it's the base fare is 70, then a congestion surcharge 250, then a state chart surcharge 50, then an improvement surcharge $1 plus tip, which was 20%. So before any, basically it's $74 plus tip. Yeah. So yeah, they tried to rip us off at JFK. But so anyway, the first two cabs, they have these two women who is controlling the taxi line, and they have on their hat TLC taxi or something like that, right? The first guy, actually both, refused. They say no, 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 she has to sit in the back, and she's like, I can't sit in the back. I have to sit in the front. So there's a big argument about my mom has to sit in the front, and then there's this two women there backing her up, saying, that's she wants to sit in the front, let her sit in the front. These are the two women at the front of the and it has TLC on, and then they say, look, your car is for four passengers, right? And they're like, yeah, but she has to sit in the back. She's like, no, she has to sit in the front. She says she needs to sit in front. So, long story short, they both get written up. Look, they could have just easily, I don't know. So that it could have been all preventable if they just the third guy. Wait, about the guy being paid by the gypsy cabs, but yes, these cab drivers don't take her. Well, here's the thing. She's really slow to get in any vehicle. They wouldn't have taken her either. Uh, but no, we're not taking those. So those first two, they get written up, and then the third guy takes us. And he's like, I have no problem. Sit in the front. Yeah, sit in the front. Who cares? Yeah, it's like exactly. So they're gonna get written up, and the second guy started filming us, showing she's in a wheelchair. She needs a wheelchair. He's like, no, this is the airport's wheelchair. She's not being in a wheelchair. Well, they should know the rules. It says right on there that it's four passengers. So if there's, it doesn't matter what seat, that if she wants to sit in the front, let her sit in the front, you know. She has a mobility issue, and I think one of them even had a I think one of them even No, maybe not. I was gonna say one of them was wheelchair accessible. I think maybe even, but I think so. In wheelchair accessible, and she's like, I'm not in a wheelchair. This is only belongs to the airport. So I don't know. Yeah, they should know the rules though. Yeah, it's obviously they weren't paying attention. You know, that's if someone wants to sit in the front seat, let them sit in the front seat. You don't know what kind of disability they have. You know. Oh wow! Thank you so much. Pretty enchanted for the super sticker. Something that is the first time I ever got a super sticker. So that's really cool. I don't know what TLC school they went to. For everyone watching who doesn't know what TLC, that's Taxi Limousine Commission, and JFK is the airport, the acronym, uh, like John F. Kennedy. That's in Queens, New York. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. I have to try and remember to click on these, but maybe there was more close to the Glover incident. I forgot the guy's first name, the co-star with Mel Gibson in those movies. I have no idea what you're talking about. The Glover incident. I have no idea what happened there. But the it's just I don't get it. Why are they so uptight about the front seat? They know that somebody could be needing the front seat the whole entire shift. They shouldn't make it like you know it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. The Glover incident. I just don't know. I don't know what happened there, but it's just common knowledge. You have to be accommodating for passengers. But yeah, the only incident we had with a third taxi driver was he's at one point in the trip he wanted to take the tunnel. He said it was faster, so I looked on the app and it was only faster by 1 minute. I looked at Waze, so I said it's only faster by 1 minute. Is a toll really worth 1 minute? So then he looked and basically he decided to just go with what I told him. Go the long. It's also if you take the toll, the tunnel instead of the bridge. The bridge is free. The tunnel, for where we were going, it was a shorter distance to take the bridge, even though it took a whole 1 minute longer to save $6 and change. But so event, yeah, he just went with what I told him. It's only 1 minute. And I think he looked and saw famous actor asked to sit in front and refuse. So I made a big deal of it, and so schools and teachers for like the next 20 years always telling us about it. And we just didn't want to take him. If she couldn't sit in the front, she didn't want it. So that's all. But there was those two women in the front who were gonna report him. So whatever. If they did, I have no idea. Oh no, I don't ever trust that it says 1 minute faster. It's like 10 minutes faster. Plus the tunnel is just fast. Nah, because the tunnel isn't that much fast. It's I don't think so, because then you're stuck with going through several lights where it's a clear shot. Yeah, exactly. What the customer says, you go with it. I find that the bridge is actually quicker than when they say. If it says 1 minute, if it says, let's say it says 4 o'clock, I ended up getting there 5 to 10 minutes faster. So, so yeah, it's only when you're getting off the bridge. It's the ramp down. That's where the traffic is. But I find whatever Waze says is a bit off by like 5 to 10 minutes on that bridge. I get there faster. But that bridge always slow. And also, Pulaski Bridge to the Williamsburg often is slow too, but depends on the time. We were in the afternoon. I think we got there right before rush hour. We landed, I think, around 1:45. Then we probably got in the car around, let's see, 14:26 and 15:23. So yeah, we just missed rush hour. We just beat rush hour. Sometimes Waze and Google, etc., just have certain routes programmed in, and they just don't even do those other routes that are sometimes better. I I don't know. I feel like they just have a few different routes programmed, and they give, let's say, one guy this one, another guy or girl that one, and you know they just split it up. Kosciuszko, yeah, not Pulaski. Pulaski's New Jersey, I think. Kosciuszko Bridge. They always opt for the most expensive ways. Um, when I did mine, it showed the cheapest, and I don't know why. It just because it was just a minute off. It just showed the cheapest. So not always, but I looked and I saw it was just a minute difference. So I feel like they just split up the ways on the different drivers. So if you check 1 minute, it might say something, and then you check the next, it'll say something else. New Jersey, and also, Pulaski between Queens and Brooklyn. Oh yeah, there is one. Wasn't thinking about it, but in terms of my trip, I had a good time. I feel like I'm gonna have to go back to New Orleans at some point and actually see New Orleans, because I mostly just spent time at three places: the hotel, the wedding venue. I also There wasn't also a place for the rehearsal dinner, which was different, but and I spent more than enough time at a hospital. Yeah, true. Waze does that. Do that too. Yeah. So yeah, a hospital was not what I was looking forward to. I never got to that free museum that was near the hotel. I also learned a uh, a new term. Well, for me, it's a new term. Danny Glover, yeah, that's I believe that's who you're talking about, but I'm not. I've never heard the incident. Um, there's a term in the South called second line, and that's apparently they do that at weddings, funerals, events, um, where it's a celebration in the street. It's a parade, and they actually have a marching band, and they get a permit from the police department, and have police escorts block off the street. So apparently, no, I didn't see a Hannibal comedy thing. I don't believe so. So apparently, what my sister and her now husband did for the wedding is they had a one they had one of those what's it called, second line, where they had a marching band, they had police escort in the front and in the back, and at 8 o'clock at night we were going around the neighborhood of somewhere in New Orleans, and um, I was actually in a what's it called, a pedicab with my mom, because my mom can't walk that far. So, but everyone else was marching, and they had handkerchiefs that they were waving, and then I was waving in this pedicab with my mother. Exactly. Emojis like this. So it's called Second Line. I've never heard of it. So that was really cool. It was like one of the highlights of my trip. Also seeing my sister get married, but that was that same evening, which was really cool. I've never experienced that in a wedding before. I think it's a really cool thing, but it's just I can't imagine it happening in New York because there's too much activity with traffic that the city would never allow it. You know, but for New Orleans, there's not as much traffic, city traffic. So if especially in a sleepy neighborhood, it makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. It was really. I just thought that was just so cool. If anyone here has heard of Second Line before or has been involved in a Second Line, I would love to hear about it. Or if you're watching the replay, you can put in the comments below. But yeah, that's basically my trip in New Orleans. A lot of craziness, a lot of stupid nonsense that happened, but yeah. So, if there's any other comments we could do, anyone has any comments towards Second Line, let me know. If not, I think I'm gonna end the or any questions, comments in the live. If not, I'm gonna head on out. One. It's almost 1:30 a.m. I also still want to once again say thank you, Pretty Enchanted, for that super sticker earlier. That's really cool. And since I don't see any more comments, I'm going to end the live, and I'll see you all very soon. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And she used to go by a different name. If I can find it again. Luxury Style Talk. But that's anyway. I'll see you all very soon on the next video. Thank you all, and good night.